Hi, good morning. My name is Raquel and thank you for watching. Thank you to all new and returning viewers. And for those who usually follow my podcast know that this is not my usual filming day. But because today is Saturday, the 31st of December, last day of the year of 2016. But I thought I'd like to film a short little episode. And I'm sorry if you hear noise, but Soot is in. I went grocery shopping this morning and I've left the bags that I use in the hallway ready to put in the car again, and he's decided to jump into them. So they're kind of like those big sturdy plastic bags, and yeah, he likes to jump into them and play with them. So if you hear noise, that's him in the hallway over there. As I was saying, I decided to film this short little episode to give an overview of what I've done knitting wise this year. And while I'm at it, I might as well show you the socks I was working on that I started last week for Danny from the Little Bobbin Knits podcast. She does a Christmas Eve cast on every year, or she has done for the last 3 years. She does this as a tradition herself, and then I think when she started podcasting, she mentioned it and everyone wanted to join, and so it's been going for the last 2 or 3 years. So I decided to join in this year as well. And so here they are. Let's see. I'm using a sock blank dyed by Donna Maria, which is Rosario, and these are, I'm doing them 2 at a time. I mentioned this last week. I don't usually do my socks 2 at a time, but seeing as this is a double sock blank, it's a lot easier this way. Otherwise I'd have to unwind, I'd have to unwind each strand, and it was kind of bothersome. I had started these on 2 separate needles, but I decided I might as well give them a go at 2 at a time. And now all the work that I did so far this week was when I went over to friends' houses. I spent Christmas Day with a friend, and I took them with me, and I did most of the cuff, or I did all of the cuff basically, except for the 5 rows I'd already done on Christmas Eve. And then on the 26th, which is Boxing Day, her daughter came over and with the dogs, and we went to the beach and we made some doggy biscuits, which was hilarious because her dog ate some of the raw dough, and she was okay. She didn't get sick or anything. Yeah, these doggy beds, there's like really nothing special in them. It's like just different types of flowers and a little bit of salt and some olive oil and like 1 egg or something, and that's it. There's like nothing else in there, and we can eat them as well. They're called doggy biscuits, but I've actually thought of adding some extra little things in them and make them like cracker-like things for snacks at the office. And I will be trying that next year. I just need to buy more flour because I ran out now. So I'm sorry, my throat is dry and I want to go drink some tea, but Soot has been drinking my tea and put his paw in there, so I'm not going to drink that anymore. So yeah, socks. I'm knitting these 2 at a time. This is how far I got. I'm hoping to finish these today. We'll see, because I really want to work on the blanket as well. And I can't show you the blanket because I had put it here to my side. I've been sitting in my chair instead of the couch, and Rusty decided to go lie on the blanket. He's made a complete nest out of it. Anyway, so the reason for filming this today was giving you a little overview of, in terms of knitting, of what I've done this year. And now Soot's playing with something he shouldn't. Hey, come here. Come here. Come here. Come say hello. Here over. Anyway. Say hello. Here's a naughty little boy who likes to get into things he shouldn't. He's huge now. I have a scale that I use to weigh my yarn, and he likes to sit on it. So the other day, it was switched on, and he went and sat on it because he thought, you know, I had some snacks for him there. So he sat there perfectly still. He weighs 4.2 kilos. Huge. I mean, when he came to my house, he like weighed less than a kilo. That's him complaining because he doesn't want to be here. He wants to go play with things he shouldn't. You're stuck here, boy. Okay? You gonna go join Rusty over there? Huh? Here, you can play with your tail. Come on, play with your tail. Huh? Off you go then. Okay, so overview. I'll okay, so on Ravelry, if you're in your project area, you can create tabs at the top, which I've done, and then create tags for each tab. So what I've done is I've created one for each year since I've been on Ravelry, and if you then click on that tab, so for 2016 for instance, if I click on the 2016 tab, I can see all the projects I started in 2016. And that'll give you also a complete overview of of meters used in your finished project. It only shows you the finished projects, not in the so not works in progress, nothing like that. So, or put it this way, whenever you fill in how many meters you have used for your project, that's what it shows at the very end of your page. So I've done that for all the projects I have on Ravelry. There's a couple maybe that I have to go back and see and add the tags in there and everything. Let's see, sit on the couch behind me. So I just went on my Ravelry page this morning and I just looked at 2015 and I looked at 2016. I'm looking because I'm here. There's sit right there. Don't you dare jump, Rusty. Sit. Now Dakota, you want to come say hello as well? Come on, come say hello. There you go. Up you go. There you go, baby. Say hello. Say hello. You can't go on the table, babe. Okay, so what I did, I went on Ravelry just before I started filming, and I looked at my 2015 and 2016 tabs, so I can give you an idea of how much I've knit in certain things. So let's just start. I'll give you first what I knit this year, so in 2016, and then compared to what I knit last year. So in terms of socks, I knit 21 pairs of socks this year, and that does not count the pair I'm still working on. So I have 21 completed pairs of socks for 2016, and I only knit 5 pairs of socks last year. So that's a big change. And I'm already guessing that next year is going to be quite big on socks as well. So in terms of shawls, I knit 4 shawls this year compared to 2 shawls last year. Garments, so that's sweaters, cardigans, that kind of thing. I knit 14 garments this year, and I knit 10 garments last year. And then kid stuff, so that's little I count mostly just the card, like little jumpers and stuff like that for kid stuff, because I have like the blankets and hats. I put that in the other sections. So kid stuff only did 1 little jumper this year, and I did 4 items last year. Then blankets, I did 1 baby blanket this year, and I did 1 baby blanket last year, so that's pretty much even. In terms of the big blanket, I did the majority of the blanket last year, and so far this year I've done 112 squares. And I'm fingers crossed I can finish the small squares today, but if I do that I can't work on my socks, so we'll see. In terms of toys, I only knit 2 toys this year, and I knit 5 toys last year. And accessories, I knit 6 accessories this year and 15 accessories last year. So accessories, I count hats, mittens, scarves, cowls, that kind of thing. And that brings to a total of 46 completed projects, knitted projects this year, for a total of 28,000 meters, which is 28 kilometers, slightly over 28,000. And then compared to last year, I had 46 completed items, and I had 26 kilometers worth of yarn knit up. And I had planned on also doing an overview of how much yarn I bought compared to how much yarn I used up, but Soot, you can't see him, but he's getting into plastic bags he shouldn't get into. What are you doing? He's annoyed because I have to close the kitchen door, because he likes to jump on the countertops, and that's where I have the small little garbage bin, and he likes to go into the garbage. Because if I put the garbage bin on the floor, I only have a small one, because I usually throw out the bags every, garbage bags every day. I don't create that much garbage. Just me and the dogs. I don't create that much garbage. So if I put it on the floor, it's not happened before, so that's why I don't put it on the floor. If I leave him alone, I have garbage spread all over the kitchen floor. So I put it up on the countertop, and he knows that now, so he likes to jump on the countertop. That's why I close the kitchen. He can only go to the kitchen when I go to the kitchen, or when I know that there's nothing he can really get into. Anyway, so yeah, I did 26 kilometers worth of yarn. I knit 26 kilometers worth of yarn in 2015, and I've slightly increased that by 2 kilometers this year. And as of the 1st of January, so as of next year, I will be definitely keeping track of how much yarn is in my stash currently. So I have to take a couple of photos of some yarn that I've not added to my stash yet. I have a whole bunch to do today. I really want to do a lot of knitting, but I don't know if I'll be able to, because I want to get everything up to date. So yeah, anyway, I will be keeping track of how much yarn comes into my stash and how much yarn leaves my stash. Mentioned before, I'm not really planning on buying a lot of stuff, at least in the beginning of next year, because I've been looking at my stash and I have quite a lot of, which I didn't actually think I had, but I have quite a lot of sweater quantities of yarn. So I have quite a lot of sweaters I want to knit. So that's what I'm going to be doing first. I already have projects planned for next year, but I'll talk about those tomorrow. And yeah, so have a nice Christmas Eve day. Enjoy the fireworks tonight. I don't know if you guys do that or not. I like watching it. I'm curious to see how Sid reacts to the fireworks. It'll be the first time he's really heard any fireworks. He's used to loud noises. Even though I live on a fairly quiet street, sometimes, especially when there's football on, the cafe across the street gets quite loud, like all the people, all the fans and stuff. So, but fireworks is different. We'll see how how he reacts. I know how the dogs are going to react. Yeah, I'm curious to see. So I've decided to stay home with them today, seeing as I have a whole bunch of things to do still before going back to the office on Monday. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Hopefully getting some knitting done, either on the socks or on the blanket. We'll see. I'll let you know tomorrow. And yeah, so have a nice Christmas Eve, and I'll see you guys next year, which is tomorrow. So bye.